Okay students, good morning. Now in our today's lecture, we are going to solve the remaining problems of our first 1A section, that is about the movement of force. We already have learned that the movement of force is the product of the force and the perpendicular distance between the line of action of the force from the axis of rotation. Here one example is given that a uniform meter rule is pivoted at its midpoint. It clearly means diagrammatically, suppose this is a meter rule and it will be having its weight exactly at the center, but at this point there is a pivoted so that the portion in the left half will be of 50 centimeter and the portion in the right half will also be 50 centimeter, and the uniform meter rule, that's why obviously this meter scale is balanced. Okay, because half of the portion is towards the right side, which is producing anti-clockwise motion. Half of the portion of the meter rule is in the left part, it is producing clockwise movement. So anti-clockwise movement and clockwise movement is actually balanced. But now what they are doing, they are adding a weight of 50 GF that is suspended at its one end. So let us say this is the one end, this is point A, let's say this point is B. Now at one end, the W, that weight is added and the weight is given as a 50 GF. Okay, so obviously which will be producing a movement in a anti-clockwise direction, so that is anti-clockwise movement. Okay, it is anti-clockwise movement. Now what they are asking, where should be the weight of 100 weight of 100 GF is be suspended to keep the rule horizontal. Okay, so suppose I see that from this midpoint or pivoted point, let the distance of x where they have suspended another weight, and let's say that weight is W dash and which is 100 GF. Okay, another 100 GF is suspended. See, if we are seeing that before adding this weight 100 GF, that weight of W was producing anti-clockwise movement. So it is a simple thing that it can be understood that we have to add a weight which will be producing a clockwise movement, and that is only possible when we add a weight in the right hand side of the pivoted point. That's why I had added the weight 100 GF at a certain distance. So this will be producing what? The clockwise movement. Okay, clockwise movement of force, and here anti-clockwise movement of force. Okay, now what they are saying, where should be the weight of 100 GF be suspended to keep the rule horizontal? Horizontal means the rule should be balanced, that means in equilibrium. So for condition of equilibrium, that is balance condition, clockwise movement of force is equal to anti-clockwise movement of force. Now the condition of equilibrium, clockwise movement of force, this weight was producing clockwise movement, so I will write W dash into the distance from the fixed point was x. Okay, and here anti-clockwise was produced by this W, so I will write W into, that is at one end, so distance will be 50 centimeter from the pivoted point, I will write 50. Okay, now what is W dash? W dash is 100 into x. X is unknown that we have to find. W is how much? 50. 50 into 50. We can directly cut these two zeros like this. You will get x is equal to 5 into 5, 25 centimeter. Okay, so we can see that 100 GF will be suspended RH. तुझको ना देखूं तो जी घबराता है. RHS, right hand side of a pivoted. Okay, so this is our 8th problem that I have solved. Okay, so further problems we will solve after this. Okay students, now we move to the another problem, that is problem number 10 in your exercise 1A. 9th problem we already have solved. Okay, now here what they have given, instead of a meter scale or meter rule, they have given a bar, uniform bar supported at the middle point O. It means this is our pivoted point. Okay, and now from pivoted point the distances are given to the left as well as to the right, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and toward the right also 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So obviously that fixed point is at the center, and now they have added not suspended actually, they have put a weight of 40 GF exactly at the 40 centimeter from the fixed point. So obviously when the mass 40 GF is added to the left portion of the bar supported at the middle, this will be producing which motion or which movement? That is anti-clockwise movement. Okay, anti-clockwise movement of force. So now they are asking, how can you balance the bar with the help of ATGF? That means if it is producing an anti-clockwise force, to balance this supported bar, there is only one possibility, that add certain weight to the right hand side of the bar so that it will be balanced. Also they have given a specific weight, that is ATGF, and again we will consider that let x be the distance where I will be supporting or I will be putting this weight which will be producing clockwise movement of force. Okay, that is clockwise movement of a force. Okay, at the balanced condition, that also called as equilibrium condition, again formula is saying that anti-clockwise movement of force is equal to clockwise movement of force. So which one is producing anti-clockwise? This force is producing anti-clockwise 40 GF, whose distance from the fixed point is 40. So it will be like force into distance. Here the force is 80 GF, but we are not knowing the distance, so we have stated as x. Okay, so x will be how much? 40 into 40 and divide by this 80. 8 ones are 8 5s are 40, 5 4s are 20. Answer will be 20 centimeter. But it should be at right hand side of the fixed point, because the left hand side of the mass or the weight added in the left hand side was producing anti-clockwise movement. To balance it, we added a mass in the right hand side of the fixed point, which will be producing clockwise movement. So I will be writing the position of 80 GF will be at right hand side of a fixed point at a distance of 20 centimeter. So simple. Both the problems were similar only. Okay. Okay, now we move to the next problem, that is problem number 11. The problem given is, figure shows that a uniform meter rule placed on a fulcrum, that means this is a pivoted point, we can see this, let us denote this point as a P. Fulcrum at a midpoint O, so it is given as a O, so we will be stating it as a O, and having weight 40 GF at 10 centimeter mark. There is one weight 40 GF and that is in the left portion of the midpoint, and that is 40 GF. Obviously this will be producing anti-clockwise movement of force, and there is one more another weight 20 GF at 90 mark, that is 20 GF, that is the right side of the fixed point, which will be producing clockwise movement of force. Okay, so our first question is the meter rule is in equilibrium? So meter rule will be in an equilibrium, and the condition for equilibrium is what should be? It is the anti-clockwise movement should be equal to clockwise movement. So first of all, we will be calculating, let us say first part, anti-clockwise movement of force is equal to, as usual, formula is force into perpendicular distance. Force, that means the weight added, weight is how much? 40 GF, multiply by distance, it is exactly at the center, 40, 60, it will be 50. 50 minus 10, 50 minus 10, that is 40 into 40, answer is 1600 GF centimeter. That is our anti-clockwise movement of force. Now what is clockwise movement of force? Again same formula, force into distance. What is force? Force is applied by the 20 GF, that is weight added in the right portion, and so I am not denoting here GF. 20 into what is distance? It is at 90th position, so it is 90 minus 50. Again I will say 20 into 40, it will become 800 GF centimeter. Give equation number 2. So we can clearly see that the anti-clockwise movement of force is not equal to clockwise movement of force. Therefore, meter rule is not in a equilibrium condition. Okay, so first question is the meter rule is in equilibrium? No, because the clockwise movement of force is not equal to anti-clockwise movement of force. That's why the meter rule will be unbalanced, that is not in a equilibrium. Now go to the second question. What they say, if not, how will the rule turn? Which one is greater? We can clearly see that 1600 GF centimeter is greater than 800 GF centimeter. Here I am noting down that anti-clockwise movement of force is greater than clockwise movement of force, therefore meter rule will rotate in a anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. Just because anti-clockwise movement is greater than the clockwise movement, that's why it will rotate in an anti-clockwise direction. That is the answer of my second question. That was the first question. Okay. Now we'll go to the third problem. They say how the rule be brought in an equilibrium by using additional weight of 40 GF. Okay. So we are seeing that anti-clockwise movement is greater than the clockwise. We should add this 40 gram somewhere which will produce a clockwise movement. So suppose I add here, and the distance of this fixed point is, let us say, x. Okay, it is up to you that unknown value, that is x, y, whatever you want to take, it is your choice. You can take. Again, we have two kind of methods as like we solved in the classwork. Okay, that first you have to find the total clockwise movement, then you have to find anti-clockwise movement, and then you can balance it. You will be adding anti-clockwise together, you will be adding clockwise together. Here two objects will be producing a clockwise movement. Here it will be producing clockwise movement of force. Okay, and because we needed that, because anti-clockwise is greater, that's why we need some mass or some weight which will be added in the right hand side of the meter rule, which will be producing anti-clockwise. So what I do is I write here, because it is the last question remaining, so I can rub this area. Okay, let the weight added is 40 GF. Okay, this weight added is 40 GF. Let 40 GF is added to the right hand side of a fixed point O. Okay, it will produce clockwise movement. Okay, so let 40 GF is added to the right hand side of the fixed point O at a distance of x. At a distance of x. Also note it down. So if the distance from the O is x, the clockwise movement of force due to 40 GF is equal to force into distance. What is our force? 40. Let's say distance is x, that is 40x. Okay. Now what I will be doing? I will be writing total clockwise movement of force. Now there are two objects producing clockwise force. First was 800 plus another is 40x. Let's say number is 3. Okay. And now that should be equal to with whom? This anti-clockwise movement, that will be remaining same. Anti-clockwise movement of force is 1600. That is number 4. Okay. At equilibrium, the total clockwise movement should be equal to total clockwise movement of force is equal to total anti-clockwise movement of force. Now what is clockwise movement of force? Clockwise is 800 plus 40x, and anti-clockwise was 1600. That was same. That is not changed because we have not added any mass in the left portion of the from the fixed point. So 40x is equal to 1600 minus 800. That will result into 800. That is 40x. X will be 800 divided by 40. Answer will be 20 centimeter. Okay, so you will be writing the 40 GF is hang or suspended at a distance 20 centimeter from the fixed point O. Okay, so we have to add it at a 70th mark. We can write down at 70th mark. That's it. Okay, so such type of problems will be asked in the examination, where you only have to use the concept at equilibrium, clockwise movement equal to anti-clockwise. If they are not equal, the body is said to be not in equilibrium. Then the clockwise movement is greater, the body will rotate in a clockwise direction. If anti-clockwise movement is greater, body will rotate in a anti-clockwise direction. That's it.